All right, let's cut right through all the noise. This isn't about some fantasy gym routine or a diet you can't stick with. This is a real, no-nonsense guide designed for busy adults who want actual results in the fight against belly fat. So let's get right into it.
We're going to start with a number, 30 out of 100. I want you to think of this as a kind of health score based on some key metabolic markers. This is our starting line. It's an honest, clear baseline for the journey we're about to map out. And look, this isn't about judgment, it's just a number, it's just data.
So, what does a score like this actually mean? And I really want to be clear here. This isn't a grade. It's not a reflection of your effort or your worth as a person. It's just a clinical snapshot. And understanding what it really means is the very first step to changing it.
Okay, so what we're looking at here is really two sides of the same coin. On the one hand, yes, this score points to a medical risk. It means you're near the obese reference point, and it's a warning that if nothing changes, things could get worse. And you really need to hear this, look at what it doesn't mean. It does not mean you're hopeless. It doesn't mean you're lazy. And it absolutely does not mean you're beyond recovery. It is just a data point.
And this brings us to a bit of a paradox, but honestly, it's the most hopeful part of this whole thing. People starting out with a score right in this 30 to 40 range often see results faster than people who are just a little bit better off. Now, why is that? It's simple. The damage isn't set in stone yet. Your body's hormonal systems are still ready and willing to respond. So see this number not as a weakness, but as a launch pad, a real position of potential.
You know, to win any fight, you have to know who you're really up against. We're always told that belly fat is just about eating too much and moving too little, but for this specific, stubborn kind of fat, the story is actually a little more nuanced than that.
Okay, if you take away just one thing from our chat today, please let it be this. Your belly fat isn't just from overeating. It is a direct result of a specific trio: insulin spikes, long periods of inactivity, and late nights. This isn't just a catchy phrase. It's literally the key that unlocks the whole strategy. If we fix these three things, your body has no choice but to respond.
Okay, so how do we actually fix those three things? This is where we get into the nuts and bolts. We're not talking about generic tips here. What I'm about to show you are 5 high-impact leverage moves. Think of them as small hinges that swing huge doors. These are tiny actions that deliver massive results for your specific situation. First up, and this is our anchor habit, a simple 10-minute walk right after a meal. Not before, but after. It's so simple you don't need any special gear. And honestly, it's absolutely non-negotiable if you want to see results. So, why is this little 10-minute walk such a powerhouse? Because your particular fat pattern is driven by insulin. It's like this. Walking right after you eat acts like a sponge. It just soaks up all that glucose from your food before your body has a chance to shuttle it away and store it as belly fat. This one little habit attacks the belly fat, the breathlessness, and the leg pain, all at the same time. This alone will start to move your score up.
All right, move number 2. This one's about subtraction, not addition. We're gonna kill liquid calories completely. We're talking sodas, juices, those fancy sweet coffees, all of them. From now on, your go-to drinks are simple: water, plain tea, or plain coffee.
And here's why this is so critical for you. Liquid calories are like a stealth bomber for your body type. They totally bypass the signals that tell you you're full. And for someone with visceral fat, that sugar goes straight to your abdomen. I'm not kidding when I say this. For you, cutting these out is probably worth more than spending an hour at the gym. It's one of the fastest ways your belly grew, and it's going to be one of the fastest ways to shrink it.
Okay, leverage move number 3. We're talking sleep, but with a really important twist. It's not so much about how long you sleep, but when you go to sleep. The big goal here is simple: be asleep before midnight, even if it's only for 6 hours. For beating belly fat, going to bed late is way worse than sleeping a little bit less.
And here's the science behind it. Staying up late jacks up your stress hormone, cortisol. And cortisol basically acts like a traffic cop, directing fat storage right to your belly and your chest. So this is a hormonal problem, not just a calorie problem. Get this, just by fixing your sleep timing, you can start to shrink your waistline without changing a single thing you eat.
Now, number 4 might seem almost too small, but trust me, it's a critical piece of the puzzle. We're talking about just 2 minutes a day of simple calf raises and ankle circles. Super easy to build in. Do it while you're brushing your teeth or waiting for the kettle to boil.
So, what's the magic behind this little movement?
Well, it directly attacks a major roadblock for you, the leg pain and discomfort that makes walking hard. This is often just poor circulation. These little exercises fire up what's called the calf pump, which pushes blood back up your legs. Better circulation means less pain, and less pain means you can actually do our #1 habit, walking. Think of it like this. It's a tiny key that unlocks a very big door.
And that brings us to our final leverage move. It's super simple. Get some protein into your first meal of the day. It could be eggs, yogurt, some lentils. Even a small amount makes a huge difference. We're not talking about some big fancy breakfast. Just this one simple addition.
Why is this such a game changer? Because starting your day with protein helps control your insulin response for the entire day. It helps you get off that blood sugar roller coaster that almost always ends with crazy hunger pangs in the evening. This one little change at the start of your day literally, quietly, reshapes your entire metabolism for the next 16 hours.
Okay, so we've gone through the 5 big moves. Now let's see how they all fit together into a dead simple system you can actually do day in and day out. Just take a look at this. This is your entire system on one page. Your anchor is about 15-20 minutes of walking total. The eating rules take 0 extra time, a quick 7-minute strength block to keep your muscle, and a sleep rule that's about protecting your health. When you add it all up, we're talking about maybe 30-40 minutes of active time a day. That's it. That's the minimum effective dose to get real, lasting change. But let's be real. We all have those days where life just completely goes off the rails. And for those days, you need a safety net, a bare minimum plan, to stop you from falling into that all-or-nothing trap. So here it is. If everything goes wrong, just do this. A 10-minute walk, get protein in 2 of your meals, and don't have a sugary snack. It won't move you forward a ton, but, and this is critical, it stops you from sliding backward. Remember, it's always about consistency over perfection. So, what actually happens when you put this system into practice day after day? Where does this all lead? Let's map out the journey ahead and see what you can realistically expect.
And you know what? The results start showing up way faster than you might think. In the first couple of weeks, you'll probably just feel less bloated and find it easier to breathe. Give it a month, and you'll likely notice your belly feels, well, softer. That's a fantastic sign, by the way, and your waist will start to come in. And by week 8, you should see a visible drop in your belly and feel a real boost in your energy.
And what about that score we started with? Let's look at the journey. So you're starting here, at 30. With just boring consistency, getting to 45 in 3 months is totally realistic. And in a year, you can absolutely be at 70 or even higher. And here's the best part. You don't even need to aim for a perfect 100. Most of the really amazing, life-changing benefits kick in before you even hit 70. This is a real, achievable transformation. So, here's the bottom line. The path from a 30 to a 70 isn't some giant, impossible leap. It's just a series of small, smart, consistent steps. We've laid out the system. We've shown you the predictable results. The journey starts with one single decision. So the only question left for you is, which one of these steps are you going to take first?